Hi again, it's Jenean, and I am back for day 6 of our 31-day journal prompt challenge. The journal prompts came from Helen, who is the creator and designer extraordinaire from the Coffee Monster Co. You will find these prompts, as I filled out kind of ahead of time, on her Facebook group page. So, and if you have any problems finding it, you can let me know by emailing me. My email is in the details about the channel. Today's prompt, I actually don't want to talk about. I usually just do one take for a video for you all, and then I have tried to talk about this, and then every time I talk about this topic, what makes you press dislike on a video, I really got uncomfortable. I'm still kind of feeling uncomfortable. I've only pressed dislike a couple of times on a couple of planners that I really felt had clickbait, and I have feelings of guilt still about that. Shouldn't have. I mean, I shouldn't be so judgmental. I mean, everybody's just out there, trying to be the best planner that they can be. And, I am in the field of behavior analysis, so sometimes I can get a little judgy, and now I'm just feeling guilty. So I am just not even going to read this out loud because I did before, and then I still am having feelings of discomfort, and I deleted all those videos. So I'm on like take 5, and so I'm just skipping that. But I do want to give a shout out to Helen, and you can find her on YouTube under the Coffee Monster Co. channel. And she is so genuine and humble. And she offers an excellent model of consistency. And, if she skips a day, oftentimes it's like Sunday. But, really her planners are very functional as well as artistic, and they are just part of her everyday life. So I aspire to be like her. Her planner is definitely more than a memory keeping tool. It is also used to help her keep track of her life and her health. So, I really encourage you to go to her channel and watch her videos. After you listen to this, or hey, you can just skip right to her video. Like, gosh, she is the one that I look to, and my what I consider to be my mentor as far as journaling and planning. So anyway, so that's the journal prompt for today. And can you tell? I still feel uncomfortable because I don't know. I think I'm having feelings of guilt. So I did repurpose my 5-year journal. And I'm making it about building wealth. So we'll see if I change that, but I really like that idea. And that has been inspired by a book that I'm reading called Get Up and Get On It. Sorry for the shadow, you guys. I'm not at home and I don't have the tripod that I have. That's really helpful for keeping shadows out of the screen. Anyway, this is a family friend of ours, and she actually has a speaking engagement in Seattle, Washington area at the African American Museum. And so this book is, I feel like, a tribute to her family and how hardworking they all were, and how they created generational wealth through real estate. So I spent a lot of money on rent, and it is just making me think about maybe how I could do things differently. I also have a lot of credit card debt because I like to shop. It's so bad. I am so ashamed about that. But anyway, so I think it'd be a good lead into sharing my reading journal. I think if you watched yesterday, I shared this, but I write down the book that I read for the day at the front. And then, let's see, and then I wrote down, whoops, today, the book that I read, Get Up and Get On It. I didn't read a fiction book today. Usually I read both, but I don't know, maybe I'm being lazy. And then I just wrote a few notes. A lot of times, though, I don't write any notes at all. Like when I'm working, it's just enough for me to write the book down. And that's reinforcing me for reading every day. So I think that's something that's changed from last year, as I mentioned before. But here then is the 5-year journal. And one of you mentioned to me that maybe I could use my 5-year journal and then use a writing prompt, and then you could contrast your answers from that writing prompt as the years pass. So the 5-year Hobonichi, you're going to see listed out the different years, 2024 all the way to 2028, if you got this year's. And you know, originally, like if you saw one of the videos I posted earlier, I was listing out the categories that I really wanted to focus on changing my behavior in. And honestly, I felt like it was a little redundant in the sense that I write a lot of that information in my personal book. So, and then the fitness thing, it just wasn't motivating to me, but I do have some entries, right? But not a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, I did follow the model that I had before, and then today, after reading this book, Get Up and Get On It, I was like, let me just focus on building wealth. And in the sense that I've got to get out of debt. So, I don't know, like, it's embarrassing, but I have a lot of credit card debt. And so I paid on those cards, and then my goal is every day, even if it was only $25, to just pay down a debt. So, and then I'm going to record it in here, and I'm going to record my, you know, what cash I have on hand, and then what my total debt number is. And I just think rather than focusing on a budget, maybe that will help me be more aware of the money that I'm spending and really replace the behavior of shopping, replace that behavior of shopping with paying off debt. So there was like someone, I don't know, online who's put up a quote that says, you know, just because you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it. And I think that is one of my worst downfalls, is that if I have money, I feel like I have to spend it. So, gosh, I'm not very good at saving. All right, so then the next one that I'm going to share with you is my personal Hobonichi. And I'm going to go to the monthly and just do a quick glance at July. Yeah. So I kind of was doing the money thing. And then, like I said, I'm just really not set on how, what I'm going to do for budgeting. So I keep thinking I'm going to have to do the budget by paycheck, but I really don't want to. And then this is this week. And this is called the weekly. So for those of you that are new to the Hobonichi, and yeah, it's been a really, really fun week. Yeah. And then let's see. This was last week. So when I work, it's not as filled out. Well, it's not too bad. Yeah. Okay. So then let's go to the daily. And I didn't do a lot yesterday. And today I have no stickers. But I honestly did do at least an hour's worth of writing today. So I definitely feel really proud. And I, kind of listed out all the planners that I'm working with. There's someone that I met on the channel, and she was asking me, about all the planners and don't I get overwhelmed. And honestly, I was not doing a good job doing all the planners every day. There's a few of them, like the reading one, that's so easy to do. And my personal one, I'm pretty good with getting it done every day, but I wasn't getting the health and fitness mega weeks done at all. Like I did a couple of weeks and then I abandoned it. I do almost always do an entry in my business cousin Hobonichi. It's actually in a VEC. And I need to put in the July, but I haven't been working this week. And then I have not been that motivated by the 5-year, and I hate the cover. So I think the 2024 lineup that I did, I think I kind of reveal a glimpse of my dislike of this burlap. It's like burlap, and it was like over $100. So yeah. And then supposedly this is leather. Here, let me show you. I actually wrote Yoseka stationery. Like, why does it have to be this kind of cover? It's not attractive. So I'm super annoyed. And they said maybe Hobonichi will come up with some new covers for the 5-year, and maybe it'll be cuter. I don't know, but I have a thing about how something feels, and I know it sounds weird, but I like the plastic covers, and I have the Linton pouches if you watch the 2024 lineup, but actually it's just easier to have them in the covers and then to do a cover on cover to protect it from getting dirty. So I'm thinking of getting another kind of clear plastic cover that with these cute icons on it for the mega weeks. If I keep up with it, then maybe at the end of the month I'll order that. That'll be my reward. Okay, so those are my entries for today. Nothing spectacular, but I did write in it, and I'm happy with how I feel after I do all this writing. Like I told you, I think there's something magical about writing an hour a day for me. I just am feeling a lot more content and relaxed and less anxious. But again, we're going to have to see next week when I start working again, because I've been on vacation. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So now this is July, and I wrote down take 7 because this is the 7th month of the year, and I just didn't really do a good job with this. Although I did track Diet Coke, and I gave up Diet Coke in May, suffered some really bad headaches. But as you can see, it's like not filled out, and I spent all this money on this book. And then at first I was going to make it my financial thing, but last year I had the weeks and I did a great job with it, and so I'm really bummed. And I also weighed a lot less. So I want to admit that I have a problem with overeating, especially when I'm stressed or when the family comes together and it's like a holiday and there's a lot of great food. So And for me, binging means like I'm uncomfortable. I eat past the point where I feel satiated and I just feel miserable. So on the 4th, I ate way too much. We went into town for the Blaine Parade, so I had an ice cream bar with chocolate dipped in nuts. That was so good. I mean, it just kind of started there, and then we went through a couple of drive-throughs, so it was all about junk food. We did a barbecue. I ate a hot dog. I normally never eat like red meat or, yeah, like the most I usually eat is chicken or fish, so oh, I did not feel good when I woke up Friday morning. So I think what I'm going to do is use the emojis kind of either as a prompt to do something fun or to indicate my mood. I have a lot of emoji stickers, just the heads that Helen did for different emotions, and I left them all at home. So I use these other ones that are from the monthly kits. And then I just wrote down that I binged. And I think my goal would be that I don't binge more than once a month. I mean, I think that's reasonable. I doubt that I can be perfect, but I think that would be a good start. And then next month, I think I'm going to try and stop eating around 6 p.m. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe that'll help me lose the weight I gained this year. Yeah, I kind of blame all the stress that I've had, but it's not a good excuse. So then this week, like I backfilled this today and just kind of playing around with the setup. And I had a setup last year, so that was very similar, where I wrote down the time that I ate, the food that I ate, and the kind of the approximate calories. I've been a lifelong dieter, so I usually have a sense of it, or sometimes I look it up, but most of the time I got a pretty good guesstimate. And then my goal for this month was to walk daily, and that has not been a problem. I'm not working out on the weights. They're back at home in our garage, so that's okay. Like I feel good about this week. It's not been bad. And then I thought about it. If I have the 5-year and I track how much money I have on hand every day, and I track my debt. So the idea that how much money I have goes up and then my debt goes down. So making those numbers, really write them down on paper, really be in touch with that. And then one of the worst categories where I spend money, the first category where I spend the most money that I think could borderline be a little bit frivolous is on food, because I love to buy at this PCC co-op store all these organic foods in the deli that are prepared, and they're super healthy, but they're super expensive. So I think if I just track how much money I'm spending every week on food between that and then the 5-year, maybe I won't have the budget. And then maybe what I could do is just give myself a budget for the Coffee Monster Co. Because I would say that where I like to spend my extra money is not on clothes or anything. It's definitely on stickers, specifically TCMC. Yeah. Okay, so then I wrote in the back, and I did this last year, although I did a lot of writing about my feelings because I really feel like I'm an emotional eater, and I use eating to kind of numb my feelings and make me forget some of the stressors that I have in life. I mean, we all have stress, and so I'm definitely a stress eater. But then I'm also a foodie, so I don't know, either one. But today was such a a win because I really slowed down in eating and I really ate for the nutrients and I didn't overeat. So, yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but maybe it's because I know that I'm going to be sharing this with you. Oh, that might be better. And then I just will flip through this a little bit. It's not all the way filled, but I think what I want to point out is that you can take one of your Hobonichis from the prior year and use Helen's stickers and repurpose that to make it this year's little planner. So, nothing has to be perfect. I mean, I think it's more about what you want from your planners. Like, do you want them to help you achieve goals? Yeah, what's important to you? And then see if you can align it with what you want your life to be like. And then I mentioned I was going to share the monthly sticker kit for the Mega Weeks. Let me grab this again. Yeah, so I set this up, right? And then check these out. So I am using last year's monthly kits because I ordered this year's part 2 for the Mega Weeks and I haven't got them yet. But this is last year's and I'm going to use October for August and then I'm going to use November for September. Cute, right? And then I just wanted to point out these super cute icons, and Helen is coming out with a lot more icons. And then these no spam piggies. So I'm going to use these, I think, somewhere tomorrow. I think that's it. And if you were with me to the end, I invite you to make a comment and I'll invite you to email me. And some of you are receiving some packages that I will be mailing out on Monday because the post office here in Blaine, Washington was closed today. And I am so excited for you to receive those. I appreciate you all. And some of you have been writing the most wonderful emails to me. And we've had some great conversations. And yeah, I couldn't be filled with more joy. I love you all. Thank you so much for sticking by me this week and also helping me through a really tough time. Some of you know what I'm talking about. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.